vehicles, targeting Teslas as controversy grows over CEO Elon Musk.
When we come back, the string of crimes now under investigation. This is Morning News Now.
From the daily grind to the gram, boys.
More Americans turn to NBC News than any other news organization.
Now it's law. How hard is it to see it like this?
Our house is no longer here, but we are here.
Now it's real.
Let's break down what we know and then the big questions still outstanding.
News for the generation of now. It's NBC News Now. News lives in the now. It's coming at us every second. News is more now than ever.
This monster and historic storm is set to make landfall.
Now is raw.
What was your initial reaction?
Devastated. Now is real.
Recess appointments. I'm going to ask you to put this into the plainest English possible.
Now is constant. The future is now. News for the generation of now. It's NBC News Now.
Hey, I'm Hallie. We are coming on the air with fast-moving developments. Egg prices spiking. As anybody who has been to the grocery store has seen, what does this mean for people? Cheap AI. Talk to me like I'm me, and you know me. How big of a deal is it?
Now is raw. How hard is it to see it like this?
Our house is no longer here, but we are here.
Now is real.
Let's break down what we know and then the big questions still outstanding.
News for the generation of now. It's NBC News Now.
Hey, I'm Hallie. We are coming on the air with fast-moving developments. Egg prices spiking. As anybody who has been to the grocery store has seen, what does this mean for people? Cheap AI. Talk to me like I'm me, and you know me. How big of a deal is it?
News lives in the now.
All of that sounds elegant and
Food medicine, this time being dropped over southern Gaza.
it looks like hot lava.
News for the generation of now. It's NBC News Now.
Hey, I'm Hallie, and we are coming on the air with fast-moving developments. Those inflation numbers. There's a lot of the weeds here. We don't know what's in the weeds, but Christine Weston is joining us now to help us understand them. Egg prices spiking. As anybody who has eyeballs and has been in the grocery store has seen, what does this mean for people? Cheap AI. Talk to me like I'm me, and you know me. How big of a deal is it?
We've managed to arrange a beautiful full moon.
I got it.
Do this with just engine power.
I want you to just vibe in a moment.
Is it your plan to deport everyone who is here illegally over the next 4 years?
Who do you think is the leader of the Democratic Party right now? Can you guarantee that grocery prices will in fact come down? If it's done, then it's going to fact.
More Americans turn to NBC News than any other news organization.
We are back with a pair of fiery scenes in Las Vegas and Kansas City after Tesla vehicles were set on fire. It appears to be the latest in a string of vandalism attacks against the car company.
It's coming at a time when Americans are growing increasingly frustrated with its CEO billionaire Elon Musk. He's orchestrating several of President Trump's controversial cuts within the federal government. NBC News correspondent Liz Coyce has more on the fires.
Authorities investigating what they're calling a targeted attack on a Tesla repair center in Las Vegas. This dramatic video showing multiple cars in flames. When police arrived, they found 5 vehicles set on fire or damaged, and the word resist spray painted on the front of the business.
We believe the suspect approached the business wearing all black clothing. He used what appears to be Molotov cocktails and a firearm to conduct his attack.
Just hours before in Kansas City, 2 Tesla Cybertrucks set ablaze at its dealership there. The FBI said
For those who might think that something like this is justifiable or potentially even admirable, we want to know it's a federal crime. We will come after you.
While authorities say the identities of the suspects and the motivation behind the attacks are still unknown, it comes amid at least 16 reports of vandalism to Tesla vehicles at dealerships across the country. Protests, says the CEO, Elon Musk, is prominent in the Trump administration.
We're out here to protect the
restaurants sending a warning to those who vandalize Tesla property.
You do it to Tesla, and you do it to any company. When you catch it, you're gonna go through it now.
Tesla stock seen down more than 40% this year. Musk posted a video from Las Vegas calling the incident terrorism. This breaks.
General Mills
Purdue
Inc.
Pharma has filed a new Chapter 11 bankruptcy plan, pledging more than $7 billion to compensate victims of the opioid crisis.
CNBC Silvana, and now with the bet. My name is Silvana. Savannah Joe.
Prudential Public Limited Company, Williams Sonoma, GDS Holdings Limited, Oldies Brigade, Alex Holdings,
$7 million for its alleged
Sport Raider Group AG, Macro Bank, Kingsoft Cloud Holdings Limited, Buffalo Corporation, America Airports. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Would have granted the settlers Chinese tech giant Tencent reporting a big bounce in daily revenue today as its gaming business rebounds. Tencent is the world's largest video game company and also operates the WeChat messaging platform. Tencent business has recovered in China over the
94
past year
companies
thanks to successful launches
release
of
earnings
games such as
today.
Delta Force, still benefiting from an easing of regulations in China's gaming sector. And guess what? AI will take your order. Yeah, friends, that's the parent company of Taco Bell, KFC, and the Hut is partnering with NVIDIA to develop a number of AI-powered services that they include voice ordering at the drive-thru lane and on the phone, which will start rolling out at 500 restaurants this spring. Other changes include the use of computers to spot mistakes in orders and AI that filters internet comments being used as feedback.
General Mills it's down 3.31%. It's $2.03 down. That's 58.41 cents.
Yeah, we're going to introduce you to the grandma, a Celtics super fan who just got.
I believe the only reason it's going down is because of the market,
We're watching morning news.
the S&P.
Is it your plan to deport everyone who is here
Prudential PLC.
Who do you think is the leader of the Democratic Party right now? And you guarantee that grocery prices will in fact come down? If it's Sunday, it's going to crash.
Now is long. How hard is this?
Over here, over here.
Now
Let's break down what we know, and then the big question is still outstanding.
Down 21.99 cents.
Hey, I'm
12.77%.
Because inflation numbers, there's a lot of the weeds here. We don't love to live in the weeds, but Christine is joining us now to help us understand. Egg prices spiking, and anybody who has eyeballs and has been in the grocery store has seen. What does this mean for people? Cheap AI. Talk to me like I'm me, and you know me.
We've managed to arrange a beautiful full moon.
GDS.
I want you to just buy
The
the
GDS Holdings Limited
Is it your plan to deport everyone who is here illegally?
down 12.97%, now 13.21%.
You guarantee that
It's
grocery prices will in fact come down?
$30.87.
If it's Sunday, it's going to crash.
They're all capping down.
how hard is this?
No longer here, over here.
Let's break down what we know, and then the big question is still outstanding.
News for the generation of now. It's NBC News Network.
Hey, I'm Hallie, and we are coming on the air with fast-moving developments because inflation numbers. There's a lot of the weeds here. We don't love to live in the weeds, but Christine is joining us now to help us
Oldies
understand.
Brigade Outlet Holdings
Spiking,
up
and
7%.
anybody who has eyeballs and has been in the grocery store has seen. What does this mean for people? Cheap AI. Talk to me like I'm me, and you know me. How big of a deal is it?
We've managed to arrange a beautiful full moon.
Still going down.
I want you to just buy them in a moment.
$44.83 on the silver.
No longer here, over here.
2023.
Let's break down what we know, and then the big question is still outstanding.
News for the generation of now. It's NBC News Network.
Sorry, anything
spiking, as anybody who has been to the grocery store has seen. What does this mean for people? Cheap AI.
up 2%.
And you know me. How does it
Sport Radar Group. Almost of 100% since the beginning of last year.
NBA fans are getting their first scripted TV series called The W. It's a comedy currently being developed by Peacock, which is of course owned by our parent company, NBC Universal. The series follows a star rookie and her
What it is for
as they enter the world of
Radar.
basketball. The project comes from WNBA All-Star Shane Bouvier and the creators of the TV show Blood.
Sport Radar AG is a multinational corporation with headquarters in St. Gallen, Switzerland, that collects and analyzes sports data for both marketers, national and international sports federations, and media companies. As of 2024, the company has 29 offices in 20 countries around the world, including New York City, Las Vegas, London, Detroit, Munich, Warsaw, Wrocław, Vienna, Sydney, Montevideo, and Singapore. Through subsidiaries, Sport Radar US, Sport Radar is the official data provider for NBA, MLB, NASCAR, ITF, NHL, FIFA, and the UEFA. At the end of 2015, Sport Radar renewed their partnership with the International Tennis Federation as their official data collection service partner. In 2016, Sport Radar entered into a partnership with the NBA. In January 2021, the company announced that former Fiserv CEO Jeff Jabuki as the Sport Radar's new chairman. In March 2021, Bloomberg News reported that Sport Radar was in talks to go public via a SPAC. Or is in the position put to Sport Radar started as a software plugin that traced betting odds from sports betting companies on the internet. The program was developed by two Norwegians, Peter Fornes and Tor Sterk, who formed the company Market Monitor AS in 2001. Was a major investor, buying 51% of the company's stock. In 2015, Sport Radar merged with Kilcock, that same year private equity firm EQT invested in Sport Radar. In 2013, Sport Radar made several decisions, including Antainment, GMA, and Inatrack. In September 2014, Sport Radar became a 40% shareholder on Ensoft, a software company from Bosnia and Herzegovina that offers an omnichannel betting solutions for betting and gambling operators. That same year, EQT Expansion's Capital Fund II reinvested in Sport Radar by selling its minority stake in the company to its flagship fund, EQT. In 2014, Sport Radar obtained distribution rights to NASCAR, NFL, and NHL. The same year, Evolution Health pursued their investments in the company from Michael Jordan and Mark Cuban. NFL also bought equity in Sport Radar US as part of the partnership. In 2016, Sport Radar acquired several new opponents, including Global One. Later that year, the NBA announced a multi-year partnership with Sport Radar involving security services, data distribution, and video recording.
See your grandma's dreams come true and stuff. It's so cool. We're so grateful to everyone that's out there. They were all
Welcome back home.
so nice.
Sigma Pro SA up 3%. 20, 40, 60, 80,
Winning a chance to present. Did y'all give them any pointers ahead of the game?
2024.
You told that Jalen Brown, the two toughest competitors for this year's scenario.
It's up like 300%. What is Banco Macro? Banco Macro is the second largest domestically owned private bank in Argentina and the sixth largest by deposit and lending. It began operating in 1988 as a bank and has a wide network of branches in 18 years throughout the country, which allows it to provide banking services to a broad customer base. Grupo Macro has 7,925 employees, 1,772 ATMs, 957 self-services terminals, and a structure of more than 500 service points. Banco Macro began operations as Financiera Macro, a brokerage specializing in arbitrage founded by Mario Barterson, Jose Dagnino Pastor, and Alieto Fondagni. In 1976, the institution was purchased by competing arbitrator George Brito in 1985, granting authorizations to operate as a commercial bank by the Central Bank of Argentina. In 1988, Banco Macro operated as a wholesale bank until 1985, becoming a pioneer in the Argentine corporate bonds market. During this interim, its business revolved around money market investments, trading of government and corporate bonds, and financial services for medium and larger companies. Macro acquired capital stock in numerous privatized provincial banks during 1996. Banco Mission is 93%, Banco Salta 98%, and Banco Jujuy 100%. It later acquired Banco Noroeste CL and participated in the restructuring of a number of struggling private sectors and cooperative banks. Almafuerte Club. Macro purchased 60% of Banco Bansued in December 2001. This entity was a leader private bank in the southern part of Argentina with significant background in its area of influence and a large branch network, but it has adversely affected by the year's economic and financial crisis. Following the August 2002 purchase of Scotia Bank, Quilmes Macro acquired the remaining shares of Banco Bansued, and in December 2004 it acquired Nuevo Banco Sucre S.A., becoming the third-ranking private Argentinian bank in terms of net assets, the fourth in terms of deposits, and the fifth in terms of credit outstanding of the private sector. Credit outstanding. Macro acquired Banco Empresario del Tucumán and Banco del Tucumán in 2005. These two institutions were made a part of the Macro Group, maintaining Banco del Tucumán as financial agent for the province and incorporating the acquired bank branches. Macro then acquired Nuevo Banco Bisel S.A. in 2006. Bisel acquisition made Macro the largest private, domestically owned bank in Argentina, with around 7,900 employees and 440 branches. In March 2006, the bank charged its corporate name from Macro Bansued and Macro and was listed in the New York Stock Exchange, becoming the first Argentine company to be listed abroad since 1997. The merger with Nuevo Banco Sucre S.A. was completed in 2007. This further advanced Macro presence in the interior province of Argentina, adding over 250 branches. Macro is the only Argentine bank to have 28 consecutive quarters of net profits through early 2009 and 2008. It earned a net pre-tax income of US $288 million. The bank's credit outstanding totaled over US $300 billion in March 2009 and its deposits over $4.8 billion, making it fifth largest in Argentina. Credit outstanding.
Likely violated the Constitution. The agency provides 30
Soft Cloud Holdings Limited.
The concerns in a contentious town hall last night. I support Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency. Back to those deportation flights. How has the administration determined who should be deported? The White House has said these deportation orders were violent, Venezuelan gang and administration officials say the individuals have been investigated and vetted. But families and lawyers for some of these accused gang members argue that they've been wrongly singled out. A lawyer for one of them telling NBC News that her client is a law-abiding citizen, claiming that he was targeted simply because of his tattoos. So back to you.
All right, Peter, thank you.
The war between Russia and Ukraine is showing no signs of slowing down after both countries carried out drone attacks overnight. Those attacks come after Russia's President Putin rejected President Trump's proposal for a full 30-day ceasefire. Instead, the Russian leader agreed to pause attacks on energy infrastructure. NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel has the latest from eastern Ukraine. Here in Ukraine, the ceasefire never took hold even after the conversation between President Putin and President Trump. Ukraine President Zelensky said he will be speaking with President Trump today. Ukraine says Russia fired dozens of drones even after President Putin agreed to a partial ceasefire in a phone call with President Trump. Among the targets, a hospital in the city of Sumy, according to Ukrainian officials, and a railway station.
Close canceled.
Ukraine President Zelensky already said that the U.S. will do a total ceasefire if Putin doesn't say it.
Cloud
Said
Holdings.
this morning that the law Putin's words are at odds with reality, and that Russia is not ready to end the war. Ukraine launched dozens of its own drones at Russia, hitting an energy site, according to officials there. President Putin agreed to suspend attacks on Ukraine's energy and infrastructure for 30 days, according to a readout from the White House, and
Kingsoft Corporation is a Chinese software company based in Beijing. Kingsoft operates with 4 subsidiaries: Season for the video game development, Cheetah Mobile for mobile internet apps, Kingsoft Cloud for cloud storage platforms, and Kingsoft Office software for office software, including WPS Office. It also produces security software known as Kingsoft Security. The most popular game development by Kingsoft is JX Online, launched in 2009. Kingsoft owns data centers in mainland China, Hong Kong, Russia, Southeast Asia, and North America. The company is listed on Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The company was founded in 1988 by Cui Bo-jun. In 2011, Bo-jun sold his 15.68% stake in Kingsoft to Tencent.
Everybody, his things with an master Spygate. Nobody can prosecute.
in his conversation with President Trump, President Putin said he also wants a series of U.S. Russia hockey games to improve relations. Currently, Russia is banned from international hockey competition.
Democrats now
Richard, thank you very much.
50%.
Let's keep this conversation going with Max Bergman. He's the director of the Europe, Russia, and Eurasia program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Thanks very much for being with us. So President Putin agreed to that pause on energy infrastructure attack. Is this a good enough initial outcome from these conversations with President Trump?
Well, it's a start. It would be more significant if it's that
300%.
there's a lot of concern about Ukraine getting through the winter with all
October
that.
2022.
But it's not much of a concession, especially in that segment you just showed. Ukraine is attacking Russian energy infrastructure, and that's something Russia is quite concerned about. So I think it's not a clear sign that there's any indication that Russia actually wants to ceasefire or to end the fight. And I think that's something that a lot of Russian analysts have been wanting to see. Is there any indication that Vladimir Putin actually wants a permanent settlement in the war, who wants the fighting to stop? And I frankly just haven't seen it.
The Kremlin said in its readout that it has called for a halt to all foreign military aid, intelligence sharing to Ukraine.
52 airports. Currently, the company operates 52 airports in 6 countries
But we did see the Trump administration
across across Latin America and Europe, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Ecuador, Armenia, and Italy. From our beginnings in 1998, when we acquired the concessions rights to operate 33 airports in Argentina, we have expanded geographically and currently operate 52 airports globally. In Latin America, our largest market.
I do think that's possible, and I think that is what is terrifying the Ukrainians, because what I think seems very clear to them, the Ukrainians, is that what Russia wants, if there is going to be any halt to the fighting, is for Ukraine to either get weaker or to stay how it is militarily. All the while, Russia will keep getting support from the Iranians, from the North Koreans, from the Chinese, and Russia would continue to rearm itself and rebuild its forces. So what Russia wants, and I think that's pretty clear from its demands to agree to a ceasefire, is to put itself in a better position to deal with
Leading private airport operators in the world.
So I think for Ukraine, they're very skeptical about Russia's intentions, and rightly so. And I think they're nervous that the United States might follow along and cut off military deliveries to Ukraine, which
It
are
says corporate profile. We are the leading private airport operators in the world, currently operating 53 airports in 6 countries across Latin America and Europe, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Ecuador, Armenia, and Italy.
Nearly 2 weeks after their daughter disappeared while on a spring break.
Two from Argentina.
Yesterday, the man believed
We operate some of the largest and most important airports in the countries where we are present. In 2023, our airport served 81.1 million passengers, only 3.6% lower than the 84.2 million served prior to the pandemic. In 2019, Argentina is our largest and most well-established market, where we operate and manage 37 of the 56 airports in the national airport system. The company is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We are traded under the ticker CAAP. For more information,
This morning, Joshua Brady appears to still be stranded in the Dominican Republic after a judge on Monday granted a partial legal victory. American at the center of a high-profile missing person case. The 22-year-old from Iowa has been under intense scrutiny for days because he may have been the last person.
we are one of the leading private airport operators in the world, currently operating. In 2023, our airport served 3.6 lower than the 84% pandemic. 2019, approximately 85% were international, 36% were domestic, and 9% were trans-passengers. The airports we operate are located in countries with competing macroeconomic trends and in key cities within those countries. From our beginnings in 1998, we acquired the concessions right to operate the 3 airports in Argentina. We have extended geographically and currently operate 53 airports globally in Latin America. The largest market as well as Europe and Eurasia. We operate some of the largest and most important airports in the countries where we are present, including large international airports such as Asia Airport in Argentina, domestic airports such as Brasilia Airport in Brazil, airports and tourist destinations such as Galapagos Ecological Airport in Ecuador, and Florence Airport, as well as mid-sized domestic airports. We acquired most of our airport concessions through a public tender process, and we generally improved the infrastructure significantly through large capital investments. We derive revenue from aeronautical and commercial services. The key driver of revenue is passenger traffic. Passenger traffic allows us to generate both aeronautical and commercial revenue. We derive the majority of our revenue from fees charged to departing passengers and landing parking fees charged to airport operators for the use of premises and our certain aeronautical services. We also earn revenue from commercial services, including warehouse usage, duty-free retail, and food and beverage shop advertising, and parking fees. We have created a global platform with operational expertise and resources to support our organic growth plan and move forward in a global expansion strategy.
So that's an open-ended question. But let's say he gets a new passport. There's still another curveball. The judge scheduled another hotel or Canadian employee would likely leave the country, even if you have a passport. Yeah.
This morning, the government estimates that maybe the last official evidence on the assassination executive order from President Trump was more than 60 years after the incident. To this day, many Americans still question what really happened back in 1963 and who was involved. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock has more.
The National Archives
What do you get when Zaxby's, that iconic chicken joint, applies this delicious crispy seasoning to...
This is the second release of Kennedy papers under Trump, but unlike previous instances, the documents aren't sorted or categorized in any way. In 1964, the Warren Commission concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone prior to that fatal shot at Kennedy's motorcade in Dallas. But many Americans weren't convinced. For decades, the sealed documents added fuel to conspiracy after conspiracy. Was Lee Harvey Oswald a Soviet agent? Was the mob or Fidel Castro behind JFK's killing? What did leaders at the CIA and FBI know?
The number of people who think that there was a conspiracy has only risen over the last number of decades, increasing distrust in government, splitting our country.
Scholars say the new documents are unlikely to put any unsubstantiated claims to rest, but could still contain valuable information. Dr. Larry Sabato at the University of Virginia says that includes documents from intelligence officials about Lee Harvey Oswald's background and time in Russia.
The CIA lied for many, many years in claiming that they knew nothing about Oswald and they had no idea that he was doing X, Y, and Z or would be a danger to anyone, much less the president.
Some of the documents still appear to contain redactions, as House Republicans have launched a new task force on the declassification of federal secrets. The head of that group saying she doesn't believe Oswald was the lone gunman.
After more than 9 months in space, Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams are waking up back on Earth. Their SpaceX capsule splashed down off the coast of Florida last night, ending their much longer than expected space tour. NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello has the latest.
Yeah, hey there. And veteran astronauts tell us Butch and Sonny are probably really feeling the effects of gravity this morning. Everything probably feels very heavy, right? Their legs are not. They may be a bit wobbly on their feet and kind of lightheaded, but they're with their families now, and hopefully they got a good night's sleep at the crew quarters in Houston.
And splashdown for 9 back on Earth.
Off the coast of Tallahassee, they made it look easy. A spectacular splashdown, marking the end of an unexpectedly long journey for astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. And overnight, the group arriving at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. Butch's daughter sharing a photo of their family reunion. It's been a long time coming.
Almost up 100% since last year.
On the International Space Station.
Nick, Alex, Butch, Sonny, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome.
The pair hitched a ride back to Earth with astronaut Nick Hague and cosmonaut Alexander Gorbachev aboard a SpaceX
What does joy,
a 17-hour
symbol, social media and entertainment company Joy Inc. is a global social media and entertainment company that operates several popular social streaming platforms and communication tools, primarily focusing on live streaming services.
Over 186 days on his first space flight. I remember that first time. And experts say their immune systems have also undergone changes during their 286 days in space.
YY is a major Chinese video-based social network and subsidiary of Joy. It features a virtual currency which users earn through activities such as karaoke or creating tutorial videos, which is later converted to real cash. Launched in 2005 as Do1.com, Nasdaq YY. It originally targeted gamers before broadening to include video streaming. and chat features for uses such as concerts, fashions, and sports. Users exchange virtual roses as a form of currency, with top users said to earn as much as $20,000 per month. In November 2012, YY was listed on the Nasdaq. The website was originally known as YY Voice. On 24 November 2014, YY's video streaming services began operating independently as Huya Live. On 2018 November 2020, Muddy Waters Research released a report claiming fraud in financial and public reporting of Joy Inc., leading to a significant decrease in the value of its shares. HCM. HUTCHMET China Limited. Skip. SRG. Signatures Limited. SRG. SRG Sauer is a Swiss brand name of firearms originally manufactured in New Holland Armed Rainfall. Several sister companies that design and manufacture firearms use the trade name SIG Sauer, and it is also a registered brand name. The original company, Schweizer Reset Wagon Fabric, later SIG went through several sell-offs, leaving the SIG Sauer brand spread over several companies. The original SIG is now known as SIG Group and no longer has any firearm businesses. The German company was SIG Sauer GmbH, GmbH and Co. KG was formed in 1976 as a partner between SIG of Switzerland and J.P. Sauer as son of Germany before going defunct in 2020. The Swiss company is SIG Sauer AG. Its predecessor, SIG Arms AG, was sold to Elanco Holding, a Western company that was first renamed SAN Swiss Arms AG, commonly known as Swiss Arms, and in late 2019 was further renamed SIG Sauer AG. The American company is SIG Sauer Inc. is stylized as SIG Sauer. Its predecessor, SIG Arms, was founded in Virginia in 1985 to import and distribute SIG Sauer firearms into the United States. Its headquarters were moved to New Hampshire in 1990. The company was renamed SIG Sauer Inc. in 2007, and since 2000, it's organizationally separate from SIG Sauer GmbH. Elanco Holdings is the parent company of the Swiss SIG Sauer AG and the American SIG Sauer. The origins of the SIG Sauer company lie in the company name Swiss Wagon Factory, which was founded in 1853 by Friedrich Bayer Umholtz. The group pooled their engineering talents and created the rifle known as the Prelaz-Bernard rifle. The invention of this rifle is credited to gunsmith John Lewis. Joseph Prelaz, an army officer, Edward Bernard. The rifle was submitted to an 1860 competition by Switzerland Federal Ministry of Defense. It won in 1864. The company was awarded a contract to produce 30,000 Prelaz-Bernard rifles, adopted as the M1863. Upon receiving the 1864 government contract to produce rifles, the company name was changed to Schweizer Reset Industrie. Gesellschaft, German for Swiss industrial company known as in French-speaking regions of Switzerland, reflecting to a new emphasis of production. The SIG P210 pistol was developed in 1947 based on a French model. 1935 pistol, the Peter Browning design was licensed. It was adopted by the Swiss military in 1949 as a Pistol 49. The single-action semi-automatic P210 brought SIG much acclaim due to the precision process employed in its manufacture and its resulting accuracy and reliability. The 2010 frame design, the P210 frame design incorporates external rails that fit closely with the slide, thus eliminating play in the mechanism during firing. The P210 was noted for its extreme accuracy. The Peter Browning patent was a refinement of the Browning HI-powered P35, which was John Moses Browning's last design, which was created for the French 1935 pistols but not adopted. And pistols. TWFG. TWFG. Day trading. UTV. WS. LQPA. Liquidia Corporation. What is Liquidia Corporation? Guided by compassion committed to patients, we are difference makers in terms to help patients with cardiopulmonary disease breathe easier, and live longer. Each of us is committed to our missions to change patients' lives for the better by enhancing drug delivery to the lungs and making every breath count. Our values, mission-driven execution, we pursue the best possible outcomes for patients with tendency. Adaptive agility. We embrace a lean and flexible approach to swiftly respond and effectively make things happen. Courageous innovation. We continuously challenge the current standards ethically, seeking and considering novel ideas to drive improvements and overcome obstacles. Teamwork and ethical integrity. We prioritize trust, collaboration, and ethical practices in all our endeavors. addressing challenges in PAH and PH-ILD, pulmonary arterial hypertension, PAH, and pulmonary hypertension associated with interstitial lung disease, PH-ILD, are progressive cardiopulmonary conditions that significantly impact quality and length of life for patients and their families. PAH and PH-ILD at a glance. Not all pulmonary hypertension's pH is the same. The World Health Organization (WHO) groups pH into broad categories based on the perceived cause of vascular injury. Both PH-A and PH-ILD lead to elevated blood pressures in the pulmonary arteries, resulting in heart and lung damage and decreased lifespans for patients. 40,000 treated patients in the U.S., 75% year survival rate in the U.S. WHO Group 1 refers to PAH, which is caused when the arteries in the lungs become narrowed, thickened, or stiff. As a result, the right side of the heart must work harder to push blood through these arteries. PH-ILD, WHO Group 3, 60% estimated prevalence, diagnosed and undiagnosed in the U.S., 35% 3-year survival rate in the U.S. WHO Group 3 includes PH due to chronic lung disease. PH-ILD includes a diverse collection of up to 150 different pulmonary diseases, including interstitial pulmonary fibrosis (IPF), chronic hypersensitivity, pneumonitis, connective tissue disease (CTD) related ILD, and chronic pulmonary fibrosis with emphysema, CFP, among others. Focusing on the potential of inhaled treprostinil. Treprostinil is one of the most widely used prostaglandin analogs for the treatment of PAH and is the only FDA-approved therapy for the treatment of PH-ILD. Clinical benefits of prostaglandin therapy, as well as established, and include reduced symptoms of pulmonary hypertension, improved prognostic measures of risk such as exercise capacity and functional class, and delaying disease progression. When inhaled prostaglandin analogs like treprostinil have the potential to offer substantial benefits over other methods of administration, potentially reducing system side effects and providing faster onset than oral formulations. GES. Let's see. Capricorn Therapeutics, CAPR. Capricorn Therapeutics. What is Capricorn Therapeutics? Capricorn Therapeutics is a publicly traded biotechnology company with a mission to develop groundbreaking therapies that make a meaningful impact on patients' lives. Capricorn is focused on the development of biologics, primarily cells and exosomes-based technologies to treat or prevent a broad range of diseases. Our lead product, thereto, also referred to as CAP-1002, is a cell therapy designed to treat Duchenne muscular dystrophy (DMD), the most severe form of muscular dystrophy which results in muscle degeneration and premature death. Capricorn's innovation exosome technology is focusing on engineering exosomes to treat or prevent diseases with high unmet medical needs. Our translation approach to product development is based on the strong research foundation provided by our academic partnership with leading scientists of top-tier research institutions. Our portfolio: Capricorn's lead product candidate, thereto CAP-1002, is an allogenic cell therapy that is currently in phase 3 clinical development for the treatment of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Deramiocel is comprised of allogenic cardiosphere-derived cells, or CDCs. The ability of deramiocels to slow disease progression in Duchenne muscular dystrophy lies in the immunomodulatory, anti-inflammatory, pro-angiogenic, and anti-fibrotic actions of CDCs, which are mediated by secret exosomes containing bioactive cargo. Among the cargo elements known to be bioactive in CDC's exosomes are microRNAs. Collectively, these non-coding RNA species alter gene expressions in macrophages and other target cells, dialing down generalized inflammation and stimulating tissues generating in DMD, and in a variety of other inflammatory diseases. Capricorn has also established itself as one of the leading companies advancing exosome-based technology, emerging as an exciting class of potential therapeutic agents and drug delivery vehicles. Exosomes are nano-sized particles with bio- biologically active contents that are secreted by cells and serve to direct or redirect the activities of other cells. Capricorn is focused on developing a precision engineered exosome platform technology with the ability to deliver defined sets of effector molecules which exert their effects through defined mechanisms of action. Our Stealth X platform is built on advanced and fundamental RNA and protein science, targeting technology and manufacturing, providing us the opportunity to potentially build a broad pipeline of new therapeutic candidates. Here also CAP-1002, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, phase 3, exosome-based vaccines, preclinical. PGEN Precision NOA North American Construction Group. AIRJ Air Technologies Corporation, ANA, Artesian Resources Corporation, URG, Your Energy, JILL, Jill Inc., LPA, Logistics Properties of America, SEPN, Turn, GROY, TAPP, Technologies, Technologies Ltd is a publicly traded Israeli company headquartered in Gedera, Israel that provides environmental control products and services for the commercial and military aviation industries. Its shares are traded on the Nasdaq Capital Market and on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. Operations TAT Technologies is a manufacturer of environmental control systems for the commercial and military aviation industries. The system is providing include heat exchangers and cooling systems, essential for the operations of aircraft machinery and electronics, as well as air conditioners for use in military installations and in armored vehicles. TATs and clients have included the United States Army, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Cirrus Aircraft, and Embraer. The company's competitors include NATEK, Honeywell International, and Hamilton Suntrans. Subsidiaries: Lemco Air, manufacturer of heat transfer equipment; Piedmont Aviation Component Services LLC, provider of component maintenance and aircraft overhaul. Headquartered in Kennersville, North Carolina, the company roots date back to the 1940s. Turbochrome Ltd, provider of jet engine component maintenance. Headquartered in Kiryat Gat, the company was founded in 1969 as a joint venture between Chromalloy and Israel Aerospace Industries. History: TAT Technologies was founded in 1969 by Shlomo Ostersetzer in response to the French arms embargo on combatants in the Six-Day War, an embargo that primarily affected Israel. The company was established with the goal of replacing the French aviation industry, upon which Israel had relied extensively until that time. TAT has been listed on the Nasdaq American Stock Exchange since 1987 and joined the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange in 2005. In 2007, the ownership of TAT was acquired from the Ostersetzer and partner Dov Selim by Isa, a subsidiary of KMN Holdings controlled by Roni Elroy, son-in-law of Yitzhak Shuvah. TAT Technologies of more than 600% since July of 2023, April 2023. Israeli company. SPIR, Spire Global Inc., ALMS, FPR, MDWD, Mediwound, what is Mediwound? Biotechnology company. Mediwound is a biotechnology company that develops, manufactures, and commercializes innovative wound care products. It specializes in non-surgical tissue repair and aims to replace existing standards of care. The company's products address unmet needs in the fields of burn and chronic wound management. Mediwound Ltd. Nasdaq MDWD is a global leader in the next generation's enzymatic therapeutics focused on non-surgical tissue repair, specializing in the development, production, and commercialization of solutions that seek to replace existing standards of care. The company is committed to providing rapid and effective biologics that improve patient experience and outcomes while reducing costs and unnecessary surgery. Nexobrid is a commercial orphan biological drug for early non-surgical removal of deep, partial, and full-thickness thermal burns. It is a bromelain-based gel containing a sterile mixture of proteolytic enzymes that significantly removes burns scars within 4 hours without harming surrounding viable tissues. Nexobrid is currently marketed in the United States, European Union, Japan, India, and other international markets. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) has recently approved a pediatric indication for Nexobrid, allowing its use for scar removal in pediatric patients from newborns to 18-year-olds with deep, partial, and or full-thickness thermal burns. With the FDA approval, Nexobrid is now authorized for use in the U.S. across all age groups, aligning with its approval in the European Union and Japan. Its development is supported by the U.S. Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority (BARDA) Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response (ASPR) within the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Ischar-EX is a bioactive multi-modal defibrillator therapy for the treatment of chronic and other hand-to-heal wounds. Currently in the advanced stages of clinical development, it is a concentrated proteolytic enzyme enriched with bromelain, designed for topical and easy-to-use daily applications. In 3 previous phase 2 trials, Ischar-X was shown to be safe and well tolerated. It demonstrated efficiency in debridement, the promotion of granulation tissues, and the reduction of bioburden and biofilm in various hard-to-heal wounds. Effectively preparing the wound bed for healing, Ischar-X is currently being investigated in a global phase 3 study for the treatment of venous leg ulcers (VLUs). preparations are underway for a phase 3 study targeting diabetic foot ulcers, DFUs. MW005 is an innovative topical biological drug currently in development to address the treatment needs of low-risk basal cell carcinoma (BCC) in a phase 1/2 open-label, multicenter, randomized clinical trial conducted in the U.S. MW005 was shown to be safe, well-tolerated, and effective treatment for BCC with patients demonstrating complete clinical and histological clearance of target lesions. At our company, we hold the utmost ethical standards and prioritize the values of every individual, generally care about employees. We're a leader in the next generation of somatic therapeutics focused on non-surgical tissue repair, specializing in development, production, and commercial to replace existing standards of care. Everyone is committed to providing rapid and effective biologics that improve patient experience and outcomes while reducing costs of unnecessary surgery. SWKH, SWK Holdings Corporation. ADCT. S&P 500. S&P 500. Yahoo Finance. S&P 500 Yahoo Finance. Up 50%. Low of the day, 5,622. High, 5,655. Dow is up. Nasdaq is up 65%. Russell 2000 is up 71%. Crude oil 9%. Gold is down. DFIN. Bank Financial Corporation. Almost up 100%. Bank Financial Corporation. Who is Bank Financial Corporation? Holding company for Bank Financial N.A. Bank Financial Corporation is the holding company for Bank Financial N.A., National Bank Association, providing depository, wealth management, and trust services to individual families and businesses. Individual. symbol PFIN. Financial corporation. PFIN use. Global volatility ETFs, a smarter play for market uncertainty. Bank Financial Corporation has a crypto with the highest market cap, though which is far from the doghouse, but it's still risky play. Bank Financial's investors will be pleased with their favorable 33% return over the last year. For example, Bank Financial is up 28% in the last 1 year, clearly besting the market return of around 21%, not including dividends. These days, it's easy to simply buy an index fund and your returns should roughly match the market, but you can significantly boost your returns by picking above average stocks. For example, the Bank Financial Corporation Nasdaq PFIN shares price is up 28% in the last 1 year, clearly besting the market returns of around 21%, not including dividends, so that you could have shares holders smiling how the longer term returns have been so impressed with the stock of just 18% in the last 3 years. So let's investigate to see if the longer term performance of the company has been in line with underlying business's progress. To paraphrase Benjamin Graham, over the short term, the market is a voting machine. But over the long term, it's a weighing machine. One imperfect but simple way to consider how the market perception of the company has shifted is to compare the change in the earnings per share (EPS) of the share price movement. During the last year, Bank Financial actually saw the earnings per share drop 56%. This means it's unlikely the market is judging the company based on earnings growth. Therefore, it seems like the investors are putting more weight on metrics other than EPS at the moment. Unfortunately, Bank Financial has fell 12% over 12 months, so using a snapshot of key business metrics doesn't give us a good picture of why the market is biting of the stock. You can see below how earnings and revenue had changed over time. Let's go to the exact values by clicking on the image. It's probably worth noting that the CEO is paid less than the median at similar sized companies, but while CEO remuneration is always worth checking, the really important question is whether the company can grow earnings going forward, so we recommend checking out this free report. What about dividends? As well as measuring the share price returns, investors should also consider total shareholder return (TSR). Whereas the share price return only reflects the change in share price, the TSR includes the value of dividends, assuming they were reinvested, and the benefit of any discounted capital raising or spin-off. Arguably, the TSR gives a more comprehensive picture of the return generated by the stock. In the case of Bank Financial, it has a TSR of 33% for the last 1 year that exceeds its share price return that we previously mentioned. The dividends paid by the company have thusly boosted total shareholder return. different perspective. It's nice to see that bank financial shareholders have received a total shareholder return of 33% over the last year. Of course, that includes the dividends since the 1 year TSR is better than the 5 year TSR, the later coming in at 7% per year. It would seem that the stock performance has improved in recent times given the share price momentum remains strong. It might be worth taking a closer look at the stock lest you miss an opportunity. I find it very interesting to look at share price over the long term as a proxy for business performance to truly gain insight. We see to consider other information too. To that end, you should be aware of the two warning signs we've spotted with Bank Financial. For those who like to find winning investments, this free list of undervalued companies with recent insider purchasing could be EPSN. Excellent energy. Almost over 50% on this Epsilon Energy. Who is Epsilon Energy? Question mark. Epsilon Energy. Epsilon Energy Ltd is a North American onshore-focused independent natural gas and oil company engaged in the acquisition, development, gathering, and production of natural gas and oil reserves. Our areas of operations are Meticulous Basin in northern East Pennsylvania and the Permian Basin in Texas and New Mexico and the Anadarko Basin in Oklahoma. Epsilon holds 5,142 net acres and 4 dry gas window of the Meticulous in Susquehanna County, Pennsylvania, 4,072 net acres on the Central Basin platforms in Ector County, Texas, and 7,228 net acres in the Western Anadarko Basin in Devue County, Oklahoma. Epsilon is also an owner of the Auburn Gas Gathering System in Rush Township, Pennsylvania, which collects, processes, compresses, and delivers natural gas into Tennessee Gas Pipeline. The common shares of the corporation trade on the Nasdaq with the ticker symbol EPSN. Focus on creating and returning value to our shareholders. Experienced board management team working on strategic vision centered around creating value for shareholders. Gas. A EVA, Eva Technologies Inc., Skip, SCPH, LFT, Luminate Finance Trust, NEON,
Trump's proposal for a full 30-day ceasefire. Instead, the Russian leader agreed to pause attacks on energy infrastructure. NBC News chief correspondent Richard Engel has the latest from eastern Ukraine.
Here in Ukraine, the ceasefire never took hold even after the conversation between President Putin and President Trump. Ukraine's President Zelensky said he will be speaking with President Trump today. Ukraine says Russia fired dozens of drones even after President Putin agreed to a partial ceasefire in a phone call with President Trump. Among the targets, a hospital near the city of Sumy, according to Ukrainian officials, and a railway power station, according to the company. Ukraine's President Zelensky, who already accepted a U.S. proposal for a total ceasefire if Putin does the same, said this morning that Putin's words are at odds with reality and that Russia is not ready to end the war. Ukraine launched dozens of its own drones at Russia, hitting an energy site, according to officials there. President Putin agreed to suspend attacks on Ukraine's energy and infrastructure for 30 days, according to a readout from the White House, and enter negotiations soon in the Middle East for a full ceasefire and permanent peace. President Trump described his nearly 2-hour call with Putin as positive.
And Putin actually said to me, if you're my friend, I'd hate to see you as my enemy. He said that very strongly. But with all of that, I had a very good relationship with Putin.
Outside of Kharkiv, near the front lines in eastern Ukraine, these volunteers are following Russian troops with drones, operating out of a mobile command center they built themselves. Ivan Kravchenko has no faith Putin will honor any agreement with Ukraine. Russia wants to play its game, and they are interested in the truce only in order to increase their military power, he said. In a nearby safe house, the unit commander showed me an operation as it unfolded, a Russian mortar position being attacked by Ukrainian bombs.
Do you think that Putin is playing President Trump?
Yeah.
Sure. Putin is trying to deceive everybody because he thinks he's a master of spy games and deceit. Nobody can trust him.
In his conversation with President Trump, President Putin said he also wants a series of U.S. versus Russia hockey games to improve relations. Currently, Russia is banned from international hockey competition.
All right, Richard, thank you very much. Well, let's keep this conversation going with Max Bergman. He's the director of the Europe, Russia, and Eurasia program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Thanks very much for being with us. So President Putin agreed to that pause on energy infrastructure attacks. Is this a good enough initial outcome from these conversations with President Trump?
Well, it's a start. It would have been more significant if that announcement happened before winter, when there's a lot of concern about Ukraine getting through the winter with all the attacks on its energy sector. But it's not much of a concession, especially in that segment you just showed. Ukraine is attacking Russian energy infrastructure, and that's something Russia is quite concerned about. So I think it's not a clear sign that there's any indication that Russia actually wants a ceasefire or to end the fighting. And I think that's something that a lot of Russia analysts have been wanting to see. Is there any indication from Vladimir Putin that he actually wants a permanent settlement to this war and wants the fighting to stop. And I frankly just haven't seen it yet.
The Kremlin said in its readout that it had called for a halt to all foreign military aid, intelligence sharing to Ukraine, ultimately as a ceasefire condition. We should note the White House's readout did not include that same detail, but we did see the Trump administration do just that, temporarily suspend both of those in the wake of that disastrous Oval Office meeting between Presidents Trump and Zelensky. Do you think Mr. Trump could do that again in order to push through this truce and essentially at the request of Russia this time, not because of his own decision and feelings towards Zelensky after a personal meeting?
I do think that's possible, and I think that is what is terrifying the Ukrainians, because what I think seems very clear to them, to the Ukrainians, is that what Russia wants, if there is going to be any halt to the fighting, is for Ukraine to either get weaker or to stay how it is militarily. All the while, Russia would keep getting support from the Iranians, from the North Koreans, from the Chinese, and Russia would continue to rearm itself and rebuild its forces. So what Russia wants, and I think that's pretty clear from its demands to agree to a ceasefire, is to put itself in a better position to win the war once a ceasefire were to end. So I think for Ukraine, they're very skeptical about Russia's intentions, I think rightly so. And I think they're nervous that the United States might follow along and cut off military deliveries to Ukraine, which are absolutely vital for Ukraine's war effort.
All right, Max Bergman, thank you very much for your expertise. We appreciate your time this morning.
The parents of the missing University of Pittsburgh student are speaking out for the first time. They're sharing their heartbreak nearly 2 weeks after their daughter disappeared while on a spring break trip in the Dominican Republic. Yesterday, the man believed to be the last known person to see her live appeared in court, and it was a tense and chaotic hearing. NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch joins us once again from Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, with the latest. Jesse, good morning.
Hey, Joe, good morning. This was truly surreal to witness. There were people climbing on courtroom benches, including right behind me. There were people blocking the aisle. All of this just to see Joshua Reeby, who entered and then left that courtroom without everything he wanted.
Joseph, you have your passport back? This morning, Joshua Reeby appears to still be stranded in the Dominican Republic after a judge on Monday granted a partial legal victory to the American at the center of a high-profile missing person case. The 22-year-old from Iowa has been under intense scrutiny for days because he may have been the last person seen with Sudiksha Kunanki, the University of Pittsburgh student who vanished in Punta Cana on March 6th. Reeby's lawyers say as the search for Kunanki intensified, his passport was confiscated, with police escorting him anywhere he goes. The college senior saying in court, "I really just want to be able to go home." The more than 2-hour hearing repeatedly devolved into a shouting match between Reeby's lawyers and prosecutors, who argued Reeby has never been detained. They say he's a witness, not a suspect, but they still oppose his push for freedom.
The idea that the most important witness in a case that could potentially become a criminal case is about to leave their jurisdiction forever likely has them worried.
The prosecution also says it does not have Reeby's passport. We pushed for answers in their first on-camera interview about that.
Excuse me, sir, which branch of the government has Joshua Reeby's passport, if you know?
I don't know the passport.
You don't know anything about the passport?
I don't speak Spanish, English.
You're speaking English right now. So you don't know anything about the passport.
The judge later sided with Reeby, saying he has the right to move freely without a police escort, but adding the passport issue belongs in another venue. Earlier, Sudiksha Kunanki's emotional parents spoke on camera for the first time since police say the family wrote them a letter asking for a legal declaration of her death. NBC station in Washington, D.C. was there.
We are coming to the terms with the fact that our daughter has drowned. This is incredibly difficult for us to process.
Reeby previously told police that he had pulled Kunanki into shallower water while the two were in the ocean. Yesterday in court, he said Kunanki's mother told him, "Thank you very much for helping save my daughter the first time." Reeby later refusing to answer reporters' questions as he left the court.
So, Jesse, Reeby can't leave the country, right? Well, what happens next?
At this point, Joe, it's unclear if he can leave the country, and even if he found a way to get closer to leaving the country, if he would be allowed to, and here's why. At this point, it appears he does not have his passport. According to CNN, Reeby's lawyer says they're trying to get him a new one from the U.S. Embassy. We have repeatedly reached out to the State Department about this case, and they have not commented on Reeby's situation. So that's an open-ended question. But let's say he gets a new passport. There's still another curveball. The judge scheduled another hearing for his case on March 28th, and it's not clear if he has to be there in person. So we don't know if Dominican authorities would let Reeby leave the country, even if he had a passport in his hand. Joe.
All right, Jesse Kurtz. Jesse, thank you.
Well, this morning, the government has declassified what could be the last official files on the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The release, following an executive order from President Trump, comes more than 60 years after the incident. To this day, many Americans still question what really happened back in 1963 and who was involved. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock has more.
Overnight, the National Archives posted tens of thousands of pages related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, including files from the CIA and FBI. Though they may reveal more about the practices of the agencies themselves than provide any seismic news about JFK's assassination.
People who think there's going to be some revelation or a list of the co-conspirators in the assassination are in for a long period of depression or disappointment, because that's not in there.
The batch released following an executive order issued by President Trump.
Everything will be revealed.
This is the second release of Kennedy papers under Trump, but unlike previous instances, the documents aren't sorted or categorized in any way. In 1964, the Warren Commission concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone when he fired that fatal shot at Kennedy's motorcade in Dallas. But many Americans weren't convinced. For decades, the sealed documents added fuel to conspiracy after conspiracy. Was Lee Harvey Oswald a Soviet agent? Was the mob or Fidel Castro behind JFK's killing? What did leaders at the CIA and FBI know?
The number of people who think that there was a conspiracy has only risen over the last number of decades, increasing distrust in government, splitting our country.
Scholars say the new documents are unlikely to put any unsubstantiated claims to rest, but could still contain valuable information. Dr. Larry Sabato at the University of Virginia says that includes documents from intelligence officials about Lee Harvey Oswald's background and time in Russia.
The CIA lied for many, many years in claiming that they knew nothing about Oswald. They had no idea that he was doing X, Y, and Z or would be a danger to anyone, much less the president.
Some of the documents still appear to contain redactions, as House Republicans have launched a new task force on the declassification of federal secrets. The head of that group saying she doesn't believe Oswald was the lone gunman.
After more than 9 months in space, Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams are waking up back on Earth. Their SpaceX capsule splashed down off the coast of Florida last night, ending their much longer than expected space tour. NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello has the latest.
Of revenue. We could bond against that and generate between $50 and $20 billion. Maybe a little less than the 20. To give you an idea of the size.
Additionally, the proposed state executive budget includes a requirement for the city to contribute $3 billion towards the MTA's 2025-2029 capital plan, with the city providing $400 million of that total in state fiscal 2026. Can you give the committee a preview of how the MTA is prioritizing programs within the new capital plan?
Yes, so I'll hand it over to Demetrius, but real quickly, the chair, that would be equal to the dollar amount that was in the 20 to 24 program. So it doesn't quite keep up with inflation, but that would go towards the New York City Transit portion of the capital program, which is around 80% of the overall program. So that is filled with accessibility projects, modern signaling, re-signaling projects, and a ton of state of good repair. Demetrius, is that that's the type of work that's prioritizing this program, right?
Yeah, I mean, a huge increase in like substation work. Yeah.
Ranic Therapeutics Holdings. HLVX. VTVT. VTV Therapeutics. Up 100% since last year. Who is VTV Therapeutics? Clinical stage biotechnology company. VTV Therapeutics is a clinical stage biotechnology company focused on developing treatments for diabetes. The company's main offerings include a pipeline of drug candidates designed to reduce hypoglycemic episodes in type 1 diabetes patients. VTV Therapeutics is a clinical stage biotech company committed to improve the lives of diabetes patients. VTV Therapeutics is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focused on developing oral small molecule drug candidates. VTV has a pipeline of clinical drug candidates led by cadonilistin, a potential adjunctive therapy to insulin for the treatment of type 1 diabetes. VTV and its development partners are pursuing additional indications, including type 2 diabetes and other chronic conditions. MV Oil Trust. AFJK. APLT. TISI. Team. Who is Team? Team Incorporation is a global leading provider of integrated digital enabled asset performance assurance and optimization solutions. It is also a private non-for-profit human service agency that aims to address the causes and conditions of poverty and empower communities, families, and individuals through education, support, and opportunities. Additionally, Team Inc. is a global provider of specialty industrial services offering mechanical heat treating and inspection services. delivering asset integrity and performance solutions worldwide. What is a team? A professional workforce of experienced engineers, technicians, and client support personnel who back every solution to the best on the job safety and service trainings, equipment, and technical support in the industry. Through locations in more than 20 countries, we unite the delivery of technological innovations with nearly a century of progressive yet proven integrity and reliability management expertise to fuel a better tomorrow. Read on to Team A Incorporation is a global leading provider of integrated, digitally enabled asset performance assurance and optimization solutions. We deploy conventional to highly specialized inspections, condition assessment, maintenance, and repair services that result in greater safety, reliability, and operational and economic efficiency for our clients' most critical assets. Workforce. OSS one-stop system. ICAD. BOR. VOC. GRO. AIFF. Large police presence near CIA
Along
headquarters.
with other officials, a bomb squad, according to DC, although it is unconfirmed if there is a bomb in the area. There are reports also of a man outside the CIA building. This, of course, has raised concerns, and you're taking a live look at an armored vehicle, one of the tanks right there, used in SWAT situations. For, of course, security purposes, lights flashing as it is gearing to drive down this road. This is a live look from about 2 blocks away from the CIA headquarters, a 2-block perimeter right here. And of course, traffic shut down in this area. We also wanted to share this alert from Fairfax County Police right here, as they have issued a traffic alert indicating that traffic has been shut down on Dolly Madison Boulevard in both directions between Georgetown Park and Seville Lane in McLean for a barricade incident. That is what police in Fairfax County are calling this, a barricade incident at the CIA headquarters. The Post also goes on to say that the police special operations division is on scene assisting. It also says, please follow police destruction. So another live look here at the scene 2 blocks away. This is a live look from 2 blocks away as SWAT team members and police have established a perimeter around the CIA headquarters. We do know that Fox 5 DC is on the scene gathering details of this breaking news. Little information at this moment. We know that police are on scene along with a SWAT team, and according to Fox 5 DC, the bomb squad has also been called in, although it is still unconfirmed whether there is a bomb in the area. There are also reports, according to Fox 5 DC, of a man outside the CIA building. We are continuing to follow this breaking news as the photographer pans in
on this very large police presence here in Fairfax County, Virginia. You can see the command posts right there as the photographer zooms in on that. We have seen armored vehicles and tanks, SWAT team members arriving there on scene with lights flashing as the photographer pans in on some of the first responders and law enforcement officers standing by at attention. This is a live look from 2 blocks away from the actual scene itself. So the police have established that 2-block perimeter around the CIA headquarters, as there is what Fairfax County Police are calling a, quote, barricade incident. What that means remains unclear. There are reports that there is the bomb squad there on scene. Unclear as to whether there is a bomb, whether this is a precautionary measure, and there are also reports of a man outside the building itself. We are awaiting new details, new information, as this is breaking news. We are going to be reporting all details as they come in from verified sources, but did want to share this live look with you as this is breaking news out of Fairfax County, Virginia, CIA headquarters being cordoned off right there, a 2-block perimeter established around the headquarters itself. Fairfax County Police calling it a barricade incident. There are reports of a man outside the building, unconfirmed though from authorities themselves. We're going to take this opportunity to step away for a 2-minute break here on Live Now from Fox, continuing to follow this breaking news and a number of other live events happening right now. We'll be right back.
GWH BRNS Parenthesis Therapeutic CLNN FTCI LVTX MEC YHJGJ YHGJ
You're taking a live look right here at police presence, a very active presence there outside the CIA headquarters in Fairfax County, Virginia.
Yunhong Green CTI NSYS NYC, American Strategic Investment, ROR, MOGO, CVV, CVD Equipment Corporation, IPM, Intelligent Protection Management, AIFU, Axis, MDRR, Middle East Diversified Rates, SOGO, Solgel Technologies, ELSD, Electro Sensors, SPRB, Spruce Bioscience, CNTM, market cap, $25 trillion, $21 trillion, billion, $6 billion, $6 billion, $6 billion, $5 billion, $4 billion, $4 billion, $3 billion, $2 billion, $2 billion, $185 million, 23 million, 12, 1 million ISPC, Specimen Inc., GDS,
litigation continues to go down. So now we have 3 locations, Cisco and just going out, which have all of those interventions at it. But as a whole, each of those interventions, even though we got them, each of those interventions have resulted in the subways alone in a 26% reduction in variable, 26% right off the bat. Are we done? Absolutely not. But, you know, I'm really confident that with each of these interventions being put out, there are always going to be people who are like hardcore payers. But we will prevent those individuals who have the money, have that coffee in the hand, and is just jumping it as an opportunity to jump in. They normally would not be a better labor for anything else. They would pay for every single hour that they can. But in this instance, they're just opportunistic. They will stop those.
Thank you. There's another thing.
Of course.
Did you get?
GDS.
So I can get you the exact cost, but the work itself is being done in-house. So it's a lot cheaper than if you had done work in contract to do all the work.
We're continuing to listen in here to the New York City hearing on transportation funding potential cuts. We're going to step away for our third sugar break of the hour, continuing to follow all of it, follow all the news.
GDS. Figure symbol. GDS. GDS. Holdings. Limited. Price at $30.49. Expected price drop. So $25. Analysis. ODs per game. OLLI. Police. Hurricane. Outlet. Holdings. Price at 29. 18. Expected price 2025. Let's drop. Police. SRAE. Support. Radar. Guides at 21. 51. Resistance at $28. IQ. VIX dropping fast, 4.56% from the previous push drop highs of 2170 Nasdaq 93 from the previous close drop of 19,483. Very hard falling. Yeah, man. CAAP, Corporación America Airports. CAAP, Corporación America Airports. That's not A. Expected growth, persistent What? ACM. SRP. TWFG. TFW Corporation. Insurance company. It's a company founded in 2001 and based in the Woodlands, Texas. It operates a subsidiary of Bunch Family Holdings. WS. QDA. GS. CPR. PGN.
Protection. It's a right. And that also the other people that you're teaching about how to use this data, they also have to be mindful and aware about this right. You don't have to give it away. You have to protect them as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Lopez. That was our last question. And thank you very much to all our panelists. We will now have a brief question and answer session.
the gap down. Oh. earnings release March 19th, 2025. Earnings. Tomorrow, Thursday, 20th, 2025. 147 earnings release. All day vacation. New York. Intraday. LU, SPC, FPYD, XNRS, Intraday, SHCO,